Hi, Bill here. So now we're on an exercise. So we're going to create a request by type report. So basically, in this exercise, so we had basically integrated to the GitHub repository and we managed to download the application. But to be able to have some reports, we need to have data, right? So we have the structure, but we didn't have the data. So this is what we're going to do now, right? So the exercise is asking us to go to the NeedIt application, create a new one, and fill this information right into the form. So let's do that now. So initially we went to the personal developer instance, and we go to NeedIt, and it mentions to create new. Right. So as we create new, it will redirect us to this form, right? So let us go back and it says requested for a mix of these people, right? So I'm just gonna copy paste that. Let's go back and requested for, right? So see, so Joe employee, right? So it is existing, right? And we have human resources request type. So let's have human resources. Okay. And we have legal as what is needed. Right, so let's do that. Okay, it seems legal is not here. Let's have a look again. So we have option 2. So we have legal option 1, and we have option 2 another. So let's have a look. So let's have human resources 1. Okay, seems that's the case at the moment. And when needed, so in the future, which is not today. So I'll leave that to you. So about on my today's date, probably I'll do all um tomorrow, right? So let's do that tomorrow. And what else do you need to put in? State is most used, okay, and set a couple close complete, right? So basically it's saying um we need to make a combination, right, of most used requested and with these people here, Beth, Anglin, Fred, and so on, right? So let's do that. Okay, so close complete. So this one. So let's keep as requested and let's save it. And after saving, let's put the next person. This is Beth Anglin. Okay, so let's paste it there, Beth Anglin. So it auto changes and human resources. So let's see a mix of, let's use facilities now. Right, so let's do facilities and what's needed. Okay, so it's facilities. Okay, so let's do option 2, right? So what's option 2? Okay, so facilities 2, right? And when needed, so let's do it for probably, let's do it on the following day, right? So let's do that, save it, and let's keep it as requested. I'll put insert and stay if there is one. Okay, so seems we don't have insert and stay here. Right, so let's just save it. Okay, so let's just check the data that is working as expected. Right, so we have at the moment needs IT. So let's make sure we get to understand what we created is there. So one way is doing that is requested for because we added some names. Okay, so let's request. Okay, so we have Fred and when we created it, right? So to make sure we get to understand who created it, right? And created by. So it's a best practice to always have that, right? So it was created before us, right? So basically what's happening at the moment is we have pre-created data and this is the present, which is today, right? So we have to like we do the first one, right? So let's do that. Let's create a new one. Okay, so let's go back to Joe employee. So always check your work, right? That it is behaving as expected, right? So let's copy that one. Joe employee. Okay, I think I put a comma there. Perfect. Right, so we had to have human resources. Let's just redo that and put tomorrow's dates and keep as requested. So submit this one and create a new one. Since the second one we already done, so let's have Fred Ludy. Let's have him there. Okay, Fred Ludy. Okay, right. So let's have probably a legal now. Okay, and we have other. Right. So if the other, so let's just put other as well when needed. Is other. Does that work? Okay, so let's have probably next week. Right. So and this one, let's make it as closed. Close complete. Right. So let's just check it again. So close complete is there. Right. And let us submit. And after submitting, we are asked now to create a report, right? So let's make sure it's done correctly. So there's a note here that when needed should be different dates and different months, right? So let us correct what we did. So because we basically did all of them on the same months. So let's edit that. So let's see if we could edit here. I think we can. It's not allowing us. So let's just scroll down. And when needed, I think we can do it there as a shortcut because we need to show the field when needed. Let's do that. So W when needed, okay. And let's put it on top and create OK, click OK. So let's do that. So here, good. So I think we're on track. And let's make this October or September. Right. So next one is let's keep this as August, right? And the other one, let's do this in October 17th, right? So it's just random date that I choose. Okay, so next is we're going to create a report, right? So in the main scope browser window, we need to make sure it verifies we're under NeedIt, right? So basically in ServiceNow, you need to make sure you are on the correct umbrella, right? So let's do that now. So there's a different umbrella of applications. So it's on the top right here. And we are under NeedIt. So once you click that, just to make sure, let's just redo it again. You can see that mark. It's a tick, right? So we are under NeedIt application, right? So let's go back here. And now we're ensure that let's create a report, right? So let's go there and click all and under reports, right? And scroll down. So we have reports, create new, right? So after creating new, right? So it says this will be a report name. Okay. So let's copy that. It's still loading. I think it's my instance quite slow. All right, it's just loaded. So on the left, right, let's type the name and the type is table, right? So it's table source type. So the source type will be the source of information. And now we're going to call the table, right? So let's see if this is existing, right? So let's do a search first, NeedIt, right? So while it's searching, let's go back and we basically use this rather than the unique name, right? So let's go back. It should produce the same. Okay, so let's double check that. Yep, it is the same. And from there, click next. to take us to the type tab. So it's this button here, right? So it's quite straightforward, right? So now it's asking us to select a donut. So let's do that. So this is the donut. Okay, so after choosing the donut, we click next, right? And from there, you can see it's already producing information, right? And examine the report. Notice the title size, and overall appearance of the donut, right? So we could now basically style it, right? Configure the style tab under the general tab, right? So let's do that. So let's go to the where we're not asked to do anything under configure, but we need to like be thorough, right? So the next button, configure tab, group by request type. So let's go back. I think we missed that one. So we need to group by request type. Right. So it's this nitty-gritty things which is very important that will allow you to make sure that the behavior of the report is correct, right? So because the request type, you're grouping it by request type. Remember earlier we had different request types, right? So the more request types that you do, then you will have different groups. So you see here already, right? So you have the request types, right? So let's go back, and from there, we already on number 10, I think. Okay, so notice the title, the width. So let's have a look. So we have the title, right? And we have the width. Let's have a look. Where's the width is? So we have the chart size, and we have the legend, right? And from there, let's have a look. So chart color palette. Normally, if I miss it, I just do Control F. There you go. So you have the donut width, right? So now let us change it to 42, right? And it will make it bigger, right? And display data labels, selected checked. So it's this one here, right? And let's go back and configure the title tab, chart title. Okay. So let's make sure the title is correct. So right now it's empty. Let's copy that one to make sure everything is correct and proper. Okay, so now it's chart tiles 20, right? Okay, oops. So let's type it in just to be sure. Okay, and vertical alignment is middle. Okay, so it's this one here. Okay, it's middle, right? So I think that's everything. Not almost. So we need to like go to the legend tab. Okay, the legend tab shows the not show legend, not checked. This one, right? So we not checked that one. So let's save it first. Let's see. So let's save it just to make sure that we're saving our work. And although you have record counts may be different, the overall report should look like this. Yeah, because the data is different, but we have similarities, of course. So this information here is corresponding to the table that we have populated earlier, right? So now we're doing something significant. Click the human resources donut and request a value of human resources. So let's do that. Yep, so clicking it, that's this one here, right? So you can see, so it just took us to this data here, right? So let's go back. So it's reelable, which is very good. right? And let's go back again. So we went back, challenged to modify the donut report. So what we're saying here is to change some parameters to meet the desired outcomes, which is in. So it gives us a documentation, but I don't think this works, but let's have a look. So it's not showing anything. So that's not helpful. Let's go back and scroll down and we have a solution, right? So let's follow the solution as you get familiar and practice, and you'll become uh, experienced report developer or dashboard report developer in ServiceNow. So it says it's go to General tab and take the box. So let's do that. So under the General tab, right? So let's have a look where the General tab is from the style. So let's click that. So General, and let's go back again. So we need to tick the box there, right? And upon ticking, I think that's about it. Use color palettes the same, the size the same, this display data labels is correct. So I think the specs are exactly the same. Now let's go to title. Now I'm going to title. So we need to change the color to dark orange. So let's do that. Okay. So doing that. So horizontal alignment is left, and this one will be top, right? So let's save it. As you can see, there's some movement, right? And changes of the style. Okay, so let's move forward. So let's add more group by options. So this is very good. It's giving you a picture of more configuration capabilities. Switch to configure tab, right? And say some additional group by. It's this button here. I'm pretty much sure I pressed that. Let's do that again. There you go. And let's look for what's needed and requested for. Okay, let's do that. Okay. And requested for, which is R. It's somewhere. There you go. And let's click OK. And upon choosing that, right, let's save it, and now we'll have the option, right, of grouping. Okay, so let's have a look. It's not there yet. Okay, so the Y is making sure that we did it correctly. And we move forward, right? So we need to enable the data table in the report. Okay, so let's go there. It says check the display data table. Right, so I think let's have a look. It's this one here, right? So after checking, let's save it. I think I saved it. There you go. Now it's making sense. You could see that we have a group by ready. Okay, depending on what we choose to group on, right? So let's go back and click save. Examine the report again and use the group by list choice on what's needed. So since we added some choices, now it's working as expected, right? Fantastic, right? So now we were asked to change the colors. So let's do that. So change the chart colors in the NeedIt request by type report. How many different sections does the report have, right? So So the sections here is what we created earlier, right? So we have a total of 5, if I counted correctly, or 4, right? So let's go back. And it's asking us to switch to the style tab. Let's do that. So, okay. And switch to general tab. It's this one here. And from there, in the select palette, set palette field, click the lookup using the search icon. So let's do that. I think it's this one here, right? So you should get a pop-up. I'm not sure if it's showing. Let me reshare my screen, making sure that you see everything. Right, so let's do that. Okay, so it's showing this window, and I'm just moving back and forth at the moment from 2 windows. Okay, so let's just I just change view so you could see my whole window. So what it says is do a search on the palette field. So let's do that. So you should be able to see a window that has pop up. Right. So it did not say which specific color, but we get to choose which one. So making sure I have it. Okay, let's just click it again. Probably I'll choose blues dark, right? And save it. Okay, so you can see now the branding has changed. And let's move to the group by what's needed. And you can see the group expands, it also changes the color, right? So I think we are done here, right? We are done on this exercise. Well done, guys, on following the tutorial. I hope you like and subscribe. I'll see you on my next video. Thank you so much.